This is Tracy Wagner with Versatile Inspirations. Today, we are going to be diving high up into the tip top of our transpersonal chakra system, as we know it now, into the stellar gateway. And if you just give me one moment, I will share the screen and we'll get started. Fabulous. All right. Like I said, we are going to be diving high up into the stellar gateway, the realm of the stellar gateway chakra. So, where exactly is the stellar gateway chakra? It's located at the tip topmost of our chakra system that we know it, of the major chakras right now, and it's about 18 to 14 inches above the top of the head, or the crown chakra. And that crown chakra lies flat against the top of your head, so it's 8 to 14 inches above that. So when we talk about the transpersonal energy system and we talk about the transpersonal chakras, what I like to think of it as is a funneling system. It is a funnel system for information from spirit to come to us and from information from us to go to spirit. And why is that? Well, because we are in human form and we're trying to communicate with either a universal consciousness or with spirit or with other entities. And sometimes you can see that it might get a little garbled. It's almost like talking with someone from a foreign country, just a little bit more foreign than what we're used to. So that information that we're sending kind of gets a little garbled until we transition back into spirit and we're able to communicate that perfectly clear. So the funneling system through the chakra system actually helps to decipher that information. It's almost like having your own Google with you so that it can translate the information. Now, because you're working with your chakra system and your soul self transmitting to your spirit self and beyond, it's your highest intention. It's what you are intending it to, and it's always going to know that because it's your system. So because of that, it knows exactly what you're trying to say, and it knows exactly the information that you're trying to receive. So it helps to decipher this funneling system. So the first from information from spirit to us is the divine limitless. So that first funneling system, that first filtering system actually just takes out just a little bit of that information and kind of gets it set for either coming down further into you or for transmitting out into spirit. The next is non-ego. So this is not an ego-based system. So right here in this area of this filtering system, there's no ego attached. In the last one, from information from spirit to us, it's ego-less. So there's not as much ego in it as, but there is a little, especially with the information coming from spirit to us, so that we can understand it for ourselves in human form. So going from us to spirit, it goes the same way. There's the end is the tiniest part of the funnel, which is the divine limitless. The non-ego is the second, or the middle, which is around the soul star chakra. And then the ego-less, which is less of an ego, is the causal chakra. And so the information that we're looking at today is the divine limitless. So that is a stellar gateway. That is the last one because that is spirit, that is divine light, that divine love, that is, there's no ego attached, your pure perfect self and the pure perfect consciousness. So in this area, you're going to find complete peace. You're going to find your complete self, your complete, perfect, whole, just beautiful self. You're going to find the love, universal love, the simple I am. You just are. You are perfect and eternal and just beautiful soul that you are, soul and spirit. You're going to find the encompassing love that is just, it's pure and perfect. It's just a universal love that there's no conditions whatsoever put on that love. It just is. And you're going to find that childlike wonder, that where you came from, where you're going, you just are a wonder-filled being. Why? I mean, you can tell you're here on earth. You're curious, you're wondering, you're sharing your gifts, and you're seeing the ripples of what that entails. It's just beautiful. And when you go into the stellar gateway chakra, you are able to experience that wonder-filled newness again. So in the realm of the stellar gateway chakra, we can have universal consciousness or awareness. Once you hit that stellar gateway, you will know universal consciousness and awareness. It will come to you in a way that is just, you know it is. You know it to be true, and there's just no two ways about it. Planetary consciousness and awareness. Now, once you start working with the stellar gateway, what you're going to notice is that it is unlimited. It is limitless. There is no limit to the awareness, the consciousness, the fount that overfloweth with knowledge and ideas. It is. It's just amazing, the vastness of it all. I mean, we are so limited here on Earth, not really, but we put so many limits on things. We don't believe that things are finite, that there is limitlessness, but there is, and there is a wealth of information out there. And at times that information comes to us in little tidbits, little sparks, and we think it just comes from nowhere, but there's a fount that overfloweth with all of this knowledge, with all of these ideas, and it's up to us to decipher them and to act on them if we so choose. Most of the time we choose not to, because maybe that's not what our goal is for this lifetime, but it's still there nonetheless. Cosmic consciousness and awareness, galactic consciousness and awareness, and further, it's just amazing the vastness, I mean, it's just limitless. It's just goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's amazing the information that we can get if we open up to it. Now, we can open up to multidimensional communication. So communication via different dimensions. We can communicate with extraterrestrial. And when I say that word, it sounds like I'm talking about, Martians and ETs and UFOs and things like that, which I kind of am, but the word extraterrestrial, it just means anything beyond Earth. So anything beyond Earth, any of the asteroids, the planets, the dimensions, these, those, and that's, it's all outside of Earth. And so it's extraterrestrial communication. Also, spirit communication. This is probably one of the big ones that most people think of when they think of communicating with something other than ourselves, other than what's here on Earth, is spirit, whether it's angels or deceased loved ones, anything like that, anything in spirit we can do with connecting with the stellar gateway chakra. So, what does it entail? It does entail the ascended masters like Jesus, like Buddha. It also includes our guides, whether it's animal guides, whether it's extraterrestrial guides, whether it is spirit guides, it doesn't matter, all of them. Extraterrestrials. It also loved ones that are in spirit, universal and galactic cosmic consciousness. Also angels, Mother Mary, which is part of the Ascended Masters, our pets and deceased loved ones again. Just the universal consciousness that we can tap into is just amazing. Now, the Stellar Gateway is the tip top there again. Once you hit the Stellar Gateway, when you tap into your chakra system and you tap into maybe your solar plexus or your heart chakra or your throat chakra or your third eye, when you tap into those, it's the same as when you tap into the Stellar Gateway chakra. When you tap into that chakra, you just get beamed out into the limitless space. So you can tap into any of these and more of these consciousnesses or these ideas or entities or beings. So any of this, including information coming to you, just comes to you easily and effortlessly when you tap into that. Now, let me skip this and stop the share. Perfect. So at certain times, I will say, it's easier to tap into the Stellar Gateway and be able to communicate a little bit easier. You've probably heard some people say that during Halloween time, the veil is thinner, which is true. And during this time, it's easier when we tap into the Stellar Gateway, it's easier to receive guidance, information, to communicate with spirit, ascended masters, the universal cosmic and galactic consciousness. We're able to communicate a lot easier because of this time. Also, you may have heard also that it's easy to communicate, or you may get information from your deceased loved ones during times of celebration, birthdays, graduations, weddings. These times, if we tap into the Stellar Gateway, and sometimes even if we don't, we'll just get those messages or those hits from spirit. But during those times, it's easier if we connect to the Stellar Gateway chakra, then we are able to communicate freely and effortlessly and really easily during those times, because the celebration is high energy, and because of that high energy, we're able to just shoot right up there into that Stellar Gateway and just really get that information clearly. And sometimes the visuals and the hearing the messages is a lot easier and clearer during that time. Also, during times of holiday, because there again, a lot of that holiday feel and festivities is a high vibration. And so with that, you are accessing that, that energy and able to tap into the Stellar Gateway quickly and effortlessly, especially if you haven't done it before consciously. Then it's easier during that time because the energy's high and it just kind of focuses in on it. Once you start working with the Stellar Gateway or any of the chakras, it doesn't matter if you're just working with the 7 original chakras, or if you're working with the transpersonal chakra system, or just the transpersonal energy system, to get that out there. The more you work with it, the easier it is, and you can do it easily and effortlessly anytime. You could just be sitting there and in a very almost dreamy state, almost a hypnotic state, or a meditative state, and receive information. You could channel, you could be out driving or being distracted and just receive information. It's really interesting how when we open our thoughts and our minds and our intentions to things outside of ourselves, that is on maybe a different level, such as the transpersonal chakras, then we are able to really work with our human being as we are now, and we're able to fulfill our purpose. We're able to know our purpose. We're able to share our messages because there's no doubt that we're here for a reason. You're here for a reason, and you're here to share your message and your gifts with the world. And when we tap into the transpersonal energy system, especially the stellar gateway, we know without a shadow of a doubt that that's what we're meant to do. So I hope that's helped you a little, learn a little bit more about what you can experience in the stellar gateway chakra. I'd love to hear from you. So down below is my email address, tracy@personalinspirations.com. Feel free to send me a note anytime, or just type it in the box on the YouTube there below, and I'll get back to you very shortly. I'd love to hear your experiences. Feel free to let me know. Have a great day. Thank you so much again for spending some time with me today. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to talking with you again soon. As always, I am sending you and yours love, light, and eternal blessings. Take care.